Hello and welcome back to Spriteguard Plays Roguelight. So as I said last week, we are going to start out being honest. We are going to head into the caverns with little idea of what is going to happen, and we are not going to reset. We are not going to do any kind of takebacks. We are just going to make our way. So the first thing to remember is that we don't need coins. That's going to be something that's difficult to remember. It's going to be very tempting. The way we're going to play this... Oh my goodness, how did that happen? Oh my goodness. Did that arrow bounce all the way over here from all the way over there? It seems like a plausible path. That's pretty cool. So, lamps are still useful, because they show us where we've been. And that's really the only use that they have for us at this point. So the style of play is going to be very careful, kind of like we were doing a coins run, but we're not going to be gathering coins. We're going to be really trying to conserve our arrows and play very carefully. So this, I think, is what we... Oh dear. So that was a really reckless dive. Luckily, we have seen already several hearts on this level. There's a couple right there. So the exit must be over this way, since I think we've seen everything to the left there. And there it is. So we'll just be trying to find the exits as quickly as possible without taking risks. We're not doing a speed run. We're just trying to be careful and get to the boss calmly, simply, carefully. We're going to be just really conservative about everything we do, and I'm going to keep reminding myself of that because, you know me, I have a tendency to forget. I have a tendency to charge in, guns blazing, without really being sure what I'm doing. And there we found the exit pretty quickly. Let's wait for our will-o'-the-wisp. There it is. So it looks like we've hit an in-between area. Let's see what we can find here. Sometimes there are useful things, though we don't actually need any pickups. So this is of limited usefulness. This is one of the biggest ones I've ever seen, though. This is really cool. Oh my goodness. There's an entire library. This is actually... looks very similar to the rogue's house, if you ever go in there. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So here we are on the next level. I think, is this level 3 at this point? Let's wait for the will-o'-the-wisp and see. Yep, level 3. So we are going actually pretty quickly, all things considered. You know, we're taking our time, we're playing very carefully, there's no time pressure on us. But we are trying to make a direct line. Oh, that was not as careful as it should have been. Let's see if we can get up to that heart without taking any more hits. There we go. And then we have another skeleton. There we go. Gotcha. And plenty of arrows to replenish right there. So I want to keep going up because oftentimes you can kind of go over the level. And oftentimes that is the most direct way to get to the exit. So we're going to try doing that. And it looks like we have hit some kind of deep pit. I don't know if this is our destination. Looks like it is. There we go. And once again, wait for will-o'-the-wisp to catch up with us. And it looks like we have hit another in-between area. We would like another arrow. There it is. And it looks like we've actually hit the same one twice in a row. Let's see. Oh no, this one actually... Oh, yep, there it is. There's the bookshelves. So I don't know if we can get on top of this, but... yeah, no, it's... oh, yeah, we can. And there's another row of bookshelves. That's really cool. I wonder kind of how big this area... okay, so that's the ceiling. So that's the limit that we've reached. That's so cool, though. There's so much to discover in this game. And these little in-between areas are one of my favorite parts. because they're so mysterious and so rare. They're just common enough. That's actually something that I often talk about when I'm talking about game design. Is you want to have these things in your game that are common enough that if you play them for a while, you'll always run into them, but that are uncommon enough that they're always special when you do. And the best example I know of for that is the double play in baseball, which is, if you watch a lot of baseball games, you will see a double play. You will see many double plays. But you don't see one every game, and you can go a few games without seeing one. And so every time you do see one, there's this sense of it being special, of it being something unusual. And it's exciting because they don't always pull it off. There's some tension, there's some thrill to it as you watch it play out. It plays out over time. And that's part of what makes a double play exciting. There's some health for us that we needed. We would like to see some more arrows, but we're not very low, and so I'm not going to do any backtracking. Here we go. We're doing better now. We're getting better at making our way through, not jumping into an area that we don't know what's in there. So it looks like we have found another heart. Let's see, is this... no, this is not the exit. Oh, well, it certainly looks like one. Let's try dropping down there. Yep, there we go, level 5. Still a little bit low on arrows, but I'm not actually too concerned. And the reason I'm not too concerned is that the final level, the boss level, tends to have quite a lot... okay. Quite a lot of arrows. It doesn't have too many hearts. So I'm a little bit concerned about that damage that we took there. And I want to maybe be a little bit more exhaustive in our searching because of that. Level 5 is where you start getting some really challenging layouts. This one, we're seeing a lot of flying islands. We're seeing, a lot of spike traps, just a lot of situations that are pretty difficult to deal with. But there's our hearts. We're also starting to see those ghouls kind of in positions where they're harder to take on. But we don't need to take them on, we just need to get around them. And there we go. This should be level 6. Yep. Since we have those arrows there, I'm just going to release that. Oh! Thought I could get through that without taking damage, but I didn't manage to. So here you can see we're seeing more and more of these situations where we have to fight the ghouls to get through. We can't go around as much. We don't have as much room to go over them. We're doing all right on arrows. Still want to find some hearts. So here we have one that's just pacing back and forth. And so what I actually want to do is see if we can light the area past it. Because we want to get past it. There we go. And there's some more arrows for us. Still no hearts, though. And I think we want to continue moving along the top of the map as much as possible. I think we've fallen down quite a ways, but we want to be able to climb over any walls we encounter. But this one, see, there's not really any way for us to climb over it. It's too high up. And so I'm thinking maybe we want to go down here. Want to see what's down there. Okay, danger is down here. And there's our hearts. And there's plenty of arrows for us. So we are now in a much better position. And I'm even going to go back for that extra arrow. There we go. Gotta be real careful about those spikes. Though we do have some hearts here. And there is our exit. So we just had to go under the wall, not over it. And this is our boss level, so we want to boogie. Whoops. Took some spike damage. We're going to hit a lot of spikes. That's just something that is kind of a nature of this level, is that you can't be careful. You have to keep moving, and there are just so many hazards that you can't see. I'm doing a particularly bad job of avoiding them, and so this is probably going to run out pretty soon. And that boss actually does a ton of damage, so we can't really afford to get caught by it. I think even now it would still kill us. So those were some bad misses that cost us some time. But there is our second, and there's some hearts. That's really good. There we go. Just going to clear the area as much as I can. There's our third. So we are now getting very close. And we really just want to find that last one. But I think we're starting to kind of loop around. I'm not really sure where we haven't been yet. And so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. This is actually where we took all that damage before, so I'm a little bit worried. There was one extremely difficult jump that I noticed that we didn't take. I think we've been up here already. Alright, so that's the end of us. So we got very close, but I'm just not quite good enough at navigating that dark environment. And then we had that one area that had lots of spikes and ghouls, and there was very little chance of getting through there. The only way to get through there without taking damage was to be very slow and careful and wait for the timings of the ghouls to be right. And because we were being pursued by the Grim Reaper, we weren't able to actually do that. We weren't able to stick around, set our jumps up, and wait for the ghouls to be in the right position. And so both times that we went through there, we ended up taking a ton of damage. So that kind of thing we're going to have to look out for in the future. We're going to have to keep trying at this. You know, depending on how long it takes, how long we end up going without being able to defeat the boss, I might start grinding this off camera, or what I really do is I start recording an episode, and then if I make it, then I upload it, and if I don't make it, I don't upload it, and I just do it again. I might start doing that. I do want to be honest about my failures as much as I can, but I'm anxious to wrap this series up so we can make room for something else. And this, you know, whenever we end this series, it won't be the end of this game altogether. You know, I do have more things that I want to do with it, and that's part of why I want to wrap up this series, is because there are other things I want to do with this game that don't really fit into the series itself. So we'll be figuring it out, playing it by ear, and just seeing what we can do. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.